And today I will try. So we will finish the very last chapter of the last part of the of the documentation about the validation. Is the one dealing with the post-validation monitoring. Okay. If we have time, I will also, as I told you last week, I will show you how to use the ndelete and the reverter plugins in case you would like actually to undelete an object that has been deleted by someone else, or even you made the mistake. And also how to revert a change set, even if that's nothing that you will do as very, very frequently, except especially reverting change sets. Mostly it would be when you found obvious vandalism in your working area. Okay, we will see that there's different regarding reverting a change set. There's things that you can be right now, and others that you need to be very careful, and you need first to enter to contact actually the mapper who created this change set. Okay, so a large chapter of the third guide. This is one actually I created at the very end. I thought it was actually useful to have that, not to deal unless to validate the data once and have that very clean once, but also to give some tips, guidance, advices. If you want to maintain the quality of the data you already validated yourself or maybe with other people over time. Okay. So that's why I created this one, and also because yes, when I was exploring the different tools that I presented in the first guide. Some like OSM chart, I saw the potential for especially for monitoring the validation over time. So this chapter, as you can see, there's 4 sections. First one would be about the goal of this monitoring, the approach I chose, articulated around three different tools. There'll be Osmose, Validating OSM chart, and it will be actually 2 steps. One initial and once for all, I would say, even if you can obviously revise it whenever you want. So an initial assessment and a preparation for this long-term validation. Okay, that you need to think about. Think you need to set also for the next step. And once that has been thought and set, you can process this long-term validation workflow. That's also just a proposition you can modify, you can amend, you can add new steps, etc. And once again with these these icons that just give you in one glimpse about an idea of what it is about. Okay. Any questions so far? Just a message. I think you muted yourself. Either yes. Yes, most of the time I do not check the meeting chat. So yes, I see now that many people were telling me that I was muted, but it's really better to open the mic if so, because I'm focusing on what I'm explaining, etc. I don't have an eye for the chat that is really on the right of my second screen, and I'm focused on the one I'm sharing actually. Okay, so regarding the goals of this post-validation monitoring, you can even zoom in a bit. So as I said, the aim of that is to ensure or try to ensure or trying to maintain the quality state of what you found that you reach after having validating the data. I mean, maybe you validated everything, maybe you validated only the thematics of interest for you, like for example the roads or the waterways, etc. Okay, and obviously the idea is to maintain this quality and without having to do a full validation process again, for example, 2 years in the future from now. It's it's better both to maintain and also it will be quicker to get the data clean again if you maintain it over time. Okay. Also, monitoring is also good if you want to be able to intervene quickly if the new contribution, some new contribution would degrade the quality. Once again, the frequency of the monitoring and the time that you will spend compared to the time that would be required will depend on 3 variables. Okay. That's the level of quality you want to maintain. It has to be on top of your quality level all the time or not. So you can imagine if there, for example, some, for example, you know, in Brazil, there is in the southern part of the country, there's large floods. In the very southern state of Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul, and so we are the local community mapping that and validating the data that's newly created. I guess once it will be an event from the past, the people will not monitor the the data until the next event, something like that. Okay. If you, for example, you work on a specific area and actually you need to maintain constantly this data because you're part of a government or an NGO, etc., or also because you're even if you're it's at a voluntary level, you want absolutely to maintain your living or work area, or your area interest of good quality of time. That's the different perspective. Okay, depends on the level of data you want to maintain over the time. There are also 2 things that are more, I would say, qualitative but quantitative. First, the number of contributors that can be in the working area. Okay. And the volume of edition. So it's both the task force for validating compared to the number of contributors over in this work area. Okay, so if it's a remote area that do not, I mean, that does not have a lot of contribution on a frequent basis, it will be easier to monitor than a very dense area with things changing more frequently. Okay, and also the time that is available both for you and your community or your working team that is joining their forces over this area to be monitored. If there's any feedback, there's something missing, do you think there should be other goals or other variables to add? I'm really open to any feedback. So the approach I chose basically, okay, is this one. Based on the fact it's, as you say, then it depends on the number of contributions of a working area. Would be it would depend. The approach for you would be either to prioritize something if it is too much to monitor everything, or you have a chance to, because you have a lot of contributor helping you, or as I say, this rural area is not a big deal to maintain. You can do everything. My approach is to schedule regular validation sessions in your agenda. Okay, you can decide to do it. That really depends on you. Once a week, once a month, and you can use the RSS feeds from the tool that provide that, and namely OSM chat and we did it. Already presented them, so you know, and if you missed it or you forgot it, you can go back to the videos on YouTube. So you can set RSS feed for both of them. So whenever there is a new contribution over the area you monitor, you will have a new message in your RSS feed reader. And in this sorry, there is a sound on my side. Yes, regarding the RSS feeds that you can set for both OSM SHA and we did it. And whenever you're alerted, you can decide that give you an idea of the workload you will have, the time you will have you put scheduled validation session, okay? Or if, as I said, if it's a rural area, there would be only a few messages in RSS feed. You can even decide to have a check every time there is one appearing, and you don't need to schedule validation sessions. So that's for the RSS feeds. So the three monitoring tools that I think we can use are the three ones. So OSM SHA, we did it, and also Osmose, of course. No RSS alert systems, okay, but it's really easy visually on the map to see if there is new warnings, markers, new potential mistake in this area. Of course, only the categories you are monitoring. And we know that Osmose do not detect all the possible errors. Okay, misclassification, roads, intersection, residential area, things like that. I think they're not documented in Osmose. I think that cannot be. We did it also, yeah. Also interested for the RSS. Okay. And then it's a good monitoring thing, as I showed you regarding you can filter by username. and see quickly the significance of the contribution of one user of an area. And OSM chart, that is one. This is actually really designed to monitor the data and the change sets. So it will allow us to get alerts of potential errors, okay, that are actually different from those of Osmose, like mass deletion, mass things. Osmose is really dealing with every object by itself, and OSM SHA check all the chain set, etc., the number of contribution, etc. So it's a good complement. And also, it has this interface. You can have an initial visualization of changes before going to putting that in JOSM to edit if needed. Okay. And there is also this customizable list of contributors, for example, to watch out that will actually facilitate your monitoring. I think we have an open microphone. You can hear it. It's Rafael. Stop. So now, as I said, before jumping into these tools, I think you need to make a first assessment and set a few things. Okay. This assessment is really define your needs according to the context. The context is the frequency of contribution, okay, the complexity of the work area, depend also the map feature that you're interested in, and of course the time that you can dispose. So you need to think about a long-term validation workflow. And of course, I would say after this first assessment, you will set it, you will test it, and maybe you will actually change it because it does not fit completely well, or you need actually to downsize that a bit because you were pretty ambitious at the beginning. It's too much time consuming. That can be different reason to revise your first assessment and your first workflow. So you can decide the frequency of the validation sessions. Okay. You can, for example, use the one proposed by UDIT because actually you would have an easy the interface of UDIT would actually match exactly the last time you check data. And unfortunately, I would say that just 1 week, 1 month. There's no 2 weeks, so you cannot decide by the number of weeks. Would be good, but it's not possible. Okay. And that would serve you as a first visual indication of the importance of the changes in the area since the last time you validated. Okay. You can also record this validation session in an agenda that can be shared if this is a team. You need to think about what you will put in these validation sessions, and these validations can be all the same, or they can be different. Okay, an example. You can of different sessions. You can have some quick sessions with the minimum I call them minimum validation sessions, but that means that you will refocus on the most important things to validate, or the biggest warning you got from OSM SHA, etc. And you would complete that with a complete validation monitoring over everything you you see in Osmose and OSM Sharp, for example, every X sessions. Okay, for example, 3 lights a month, and the 4th one would be the big one, for example. You can say also decide to categorize a session by typically focusing on one type of alerts. Okay, like the OSM shower or Osmose alerts. You can focus on geometric errors, mistakes, the attribute, I mean the tag consistencies, etc. Okay. And the same also back. So another kind of categorization would be regarding the map features, not the type of validation checks, but map features. What session regarding location, residential areas, road network, etc. If this is a teamwork, in this assessment, you can determine who will do and what, and according to the experience and the available time of everyone involved. One thing you need to set also is your OSM trap filter. Okay, that will provide you all the chain set that are processed, and depending on what you want to filter, maybe only the one with specific issues, etc. You create your watch list, you create your trusted user list, and you set the RSS feeds links from these two tools, and you integrate them into your RSS feed reader. Okay. So there are things you need to think about. You need also to decide within a team if there is a team, and things that are just need to be set in this platform and also your RSS feed. Okay. And also maybe create a specific agenda for everyone. Are there any questions so far?
Not really a question so much as just a bit of feedback. It was actually on the previous section. That a point to add as far as things to do to maintain the quality of mapping is also something that I think you didn't mention, but it's actually part of what you're doing right now is the development of learning materials and training individuals to actually basically reduce that individual workload for everybody. If you have more mappers working to a particular standard in a region, then that's also going to be beneficial.
Yes, I mean the fact to advocate, train people, etc., and raising globally, on a general perspective, raising the skill of the local or global community involved in validation. Yeah, that's obviously the goal of this training. I didn't know we did not put that on the workflow. That's really not, I would say, this documentation is not designed to be like community empowering document. I would say it's really about it's technical documentation. Okay, but yeah, that I see that in this perspective, I could also add a bullet point like yes, dedicate time to train local people to all these tools in order they can join you. Yeah, that would make sense. If I caught what you had in mind regarding this.
It was just like the previous section. I just happened to, yeah, my mic just wasn't working before, so I didn't manage to catch it. But it was like earlier on when they were just like in the at the top of the document more with the
goals.
Yeah, I think it might have been that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.